What's up with y'all? What's the deal? It's me, Nopings, and today I am back playing my boy Dr. Mundo in the Baron lane. Ain't gonna lie, did a little bit of off-camera work. We is currently sitting in our diamond promos. Now, I have been on a 4-game win streak with Mundo, basically shooting right through Emerald, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm doing to perform in these games. Alright, y'all, so jumping right into it, we are versing a pretty controversial matchup, which is the Yon, one of the best lane bullies when it comes to tank champions. He's basically the kryptonite, and I'm gonna show y'all how I actually play up against the Yon. It's pretty difficult. You need to know your spacing, and with the lethal tempo, he has mad kill potential. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna just give you guys a short summary of why Yon is such a broken champion into max HP bind champions. He does build into Blade of the Rune King, which is possibly one of the greatest counters to any max HP building champion. And honestly, if Yon does get a kill on me, he could easily snowball and take over the game. Lastly, the enemy team is a pretty snowball heavy comp with the Pantheon and the Yon plus the Rengar. So if they do manage to get these early kills, they can easily close out the game very efficiently. So I'm definitely going to be having to play pretty respectful, going for a little trade into the Yon. Do keep in mind that he is running lethal tempo, so any of the trades I go for, that grass proc is involved, and it's never a lengthy trade. A lot of the times into the Yon matchup, you can easily know the skill level of the Yon, and I could tell for a fact if he knew how this matchup works, he would have been playing a lot more aggressive. But due to the fact that I'm playing so well into his lethal tempo, and I came off so aggressive in the early game, this is kind of setting the mood for the rest of the laning phase. My E ends up knocking off his bone plating, so kind of looks like a good engage here. Q ends up landing. We end up dropping the Ignite plus the last stand rune. We end up taking him out for the easy early kill. Bot lane seems to be cooking up. MF ends up securing the double kill. Definitely kind of going even team wise. We'll be looking for that recall. We'll be going for the safe route, building into the plated still caps. Definitely was not playing because this was my diamond promos. I did not want to fumble. Walking through the jungle here, I kind of am steering towards the mid lane. I do see that Pantheon is pretty low. We're just going to be heading over there. Did not want to use my ping, so Brush may possibly be warded, but looks like the Pantheon ends up going in, and the Annie ends up picking up the free kill. That's cool. We end up picking up level 5 off the mid wave. Going to be walking towards the Yon. Scorpion is coming up in a few seconds. Might look to contest that. Looks like he will be going to secure that. We're just going to start up this fast push since he did get the Scorpion, just to make sure that he's not pushing to me. Kind of thinking about it, I was thinking, I mean, we're 1 kill up. Scorpion's alive right now. It is going to be fast pushing the wave. That way the Yon will be playing into me. Now that we do have a slight lead into the Yon, I want to use my lead to my full advantage. So I start just slow pushing the minion wave. Doing this gives me an XP lead, builds up a big wave to go into the Yon here, and we could definitely look for a dive as well. So we're just looking for the fights. My minion wave is building up. It's getting pretty thick. We have the other minion wave rotating. Yon ends up just full on committing, popping his ultimate on me for some reason. Played it still cap saved my life. If I did go full HP there, definitely would have took more damage. Regardless of the fact, Mordekaiser was on the back end. Looks like Yon respects the dive potential. He will be just forfeiting his place. We will be taking that. Of course we will be taking that. Have my ult up, Ignite plus flash. Can possibly look to kill him once he comes back. Almost have enough from my heart set as well. Not afraid whatsoever to fight the Yon. There's a 2-level gap between both of us, and using the level gap is so important as well. Once we looking to bait Scorpion here, very smart. We end up going in, ends up going back. We secure the Scorpion for free. Really looking to start a fight into the Yon. Do have my ultimate plus full sums. Mordekaiser is hovering as well. This is really good looks. I end up forcing a slight engage into him. Dropping that ignite. Have to pop my ultimate. We end up flashing out. Yon's on the back end. We end up killing him due to the last stand rune with a quick auto QE. That's probably the fastest combo on Mundo. But yeah, the last stand rune coming in clutch there. People don't really expect the damage output, and I use that to its full potential to secure these unsuspected kills. Sitting 2-0, basically taking out the first T1. Nearly have enough to secure my heart steal. We're in a really good state right now. Mordekaiser as well, picking up this first T1 without the enchanted ensemble. MF ends up rotating, kind of confused here. Pyke is roaming as well. Bot lane is completely undisturbed. Both have their turrets, but for some reason they're all the way up top side. We will pick up our heart steal, walking back into the Havoc, bro. Don't know what's going on. The objective will be rotating over there. Ult's up in a few seconds as well. Hopefully we can make something pop off. We're just gonna be walking in here looking for anything. Q lands on the MF. We will be looking for that engage. Gonna be walking on the MF. Q ends up landing auto to secure the kill. We'll be running down the Lux, going deep as well. We do have the play still caps, taking minimal turret damage. End up pulling the exhaust plus the root. Nothing she could really do though. I'm pretty fed, sitting 3-0-0. We'll be looking towards the enchanted ensemble. Looks like they're not on it. We'll be looking to collect this wave. Going to be farming straight into my Sunfire Spike. Once we do have that, I'll be able to take over the team fights 100%. Only thing I kind of regret about going Flash Ignite is you have mad low mobility, and without Glorious Enchant, sticking on to these squishy champions will be a challenge. But when I do, just know that I'll be doing damage. Going to be walking this in, looking for that T2. Kind of looking to get this flank angle. I end up taking out the Yone with the Ignite QE. Walking them in. They're all on Enchanted Ensemble. We'll be looking for this contest though. End up securing that Heartstone proc on the Rengar. End up flipping the track. Trying to go for the MF. Don't know why Lux is here. Going to have to respect Flash. They were doing damage. Did not want to give away my shutdown. Sitting 4-0-0. Was gonna slide back because I'm like, who is that Rengar? Q nearly lands. Pyke's on the other side. We'll be looking for that Q. Taking out the Rengar, sitting 5-0-0. Definitely extremely fed for the diamond promos. I'm showing y'all I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve to rank up, bro. I'm in a different league now, bro. Anyways, nearly have enough for my Sunfire Aegis. I think it's 2,600 gold to secure the Sunfire Aegis. We'll be just collecting up this wave. Nearly have enough as well. And I'll farm this up. Sunfire Aegis is actually 2,800 gold. Regardless, I will be picking that up. 154 gold off of my item power spike. Taking this little 1v1 into the Yone. Really not doing damage. Was looking for the Yone. Trying to auto up the Yone. I end up going down, getting bursted by the damage. Honestly, I am greeding for your max damage build. If I wanted to be safe, I would have just second item the Thornmail, but due to the fact that I'm so fed, I just wanted to do as much damage as physically possible because I don't think I'm the one who has to worry about protection. They need protection, bro. Anyways, sitting 5-1, team's doing great. Taking out the MF. They end up placing Enchanted Ensemble in my lane. Definitely a questioning move instead of placing the mid lane, but that's suspected because I am the most fed on our team. We'll be walking on the Pantheon. We cannot have that. Definitely need to be getting my get back. My ult's up in a few seconds as well. It's looking good. We walking down the Pantheon. Pyke ends up securing the kill with his ultimate. We end up getting that little assist. Not doing bad. Going to be farming a little bit ahead of the minion wave just to secure my CS. MF's here. She doesn't know like she can easily go down to me with my Sunfire power spike. So was really looking for that Q. Almost bursting out the Rengar. Will end up going down. Unfortunately, he ends up flashing. Alright, y'all. So right out of the gray screen, we end up heading towards the bot lane. I am building into my Titanic Hydra. Once we do have that, I will be a team fight god. Just really looking to prioritize the scaling. Worst thing about this, they don't really have a tank, and the enemy team is avoiding me, so the Hearthstone stacks aren't really stacking as fast as I would like it to be. But I will be taking this opportunity to possibly look for this little rotation towards the enemy team. Enemy team's pretty low. I did see the Rengar's like 2 HP. Was looking for him. We're just gonna be trying to walk this down. I don't see where he went. We'll be just looking to link with my team, push down the mid lane possibly, because Yon is already taking that split. Might as well threaten the mid towers. Gonna be just autoing this turret up. We do have the Ziggs. Not afraid of the Rengar whatsoever. He cannot really do anything to me. I will end him. Pantheon is in the back line. We'll be looking for this engage onto the Rengar. He will end up getting popped. We'll be looking for the rotation onto the Pantheon. Flash gets popped. We end up igniting, queuing, autoing. He ends up getting popped through that Hearthstone proc, looking for the Yon. Last time we activated, end up auto-eating him to secure the kill. Unfortunately, MF will take me out. Triple kill secured though. My team will be cleaning up. Very hyper scaling team, especially with the Mundo plus the Mordekaiser combo. Enemy team is kind of struggling into it. Their only hope for the late game was the Yon, and I basically already snuffed out his light. And just for the cherry on top, we will be finishing off our Titanic Hydra. And at this point, if I'm allowed access to their backline, I could basically GG them from there. Pantheon ends up ulting in. Mordekaiser ends up running away. We back on the map though. We'll be taking that Hex Tech gate, taking the portal, walking towards bot lane to catch that wave. Really just putting a real focal point on making sure my CS is high, because it's very easy to get sidetracked into all these fights. It's very important to be keeping up your CS, and these level leads plus gold leads are what really allows you to carry games. Going to be pushing towards this T2. Looks like I'm being ignored. Can't have that. Will be exploiting that. Not really using the map. We'll be taking this T2 out for free. Plus the Titanic. Demolish isn't really that necessary. I do see that Lux is here. Really just begging to hit a Q and just dive underneath the turret. We'll be just waiting for that misstep. We'll be walking under the turret here. She ended up placing that exhaust. We respect it. We walking out. Yon ends up rotating as well. End up putting hands on Yon. Dealing deeps. Ended up popping my ultimate. Wanted to look for the Yon. Just nearly surviving that Lux ult. We'll be backing up. Definitely tried to take my life. We sent an 8-3-1. Not too shabby whatsoever. We'll be building into that Thornmill buy. Mainly to counter the Rengar healing plus the Yon healing, and most of the enemy team is AD based, so we'll be getting a lot of value out of that item. Using full advantage of my Titanic plus my Sunfire procs, really chewing through the Yon's HP bar. He wasn't too confident about following the low HP Mundo. Looks like he learned his lesson. We'll be picking up my Thornmill components with the Bramble Vest, finally picking up some anti-heal. Definitely going to be countering the Rengar healing. Going to be walking towards objective here. My team's already on it. The best feeling is having another player who is somewhat competent. Allows you to play your game a lot easier. Not have to be worried about you making a misstep and it being all over. But yeah, really taking full advantage of my wave clear speed. Going to be looking towards the opposite side T2. Lux is here. We'll be looking for that dive and a flash Q and instant engage onto her. She's just getting chewed through. She ends up going down simple. They don't learn. They don't learn. I'm fully stacked up, fully scaled up. We'll be taking out that T2. We firing the Pantheon. Mordekaiser ends up cleaning up the fight. MF, Pantheon both end up going down. Same story with the Rengar. Really just performing amazingly towards my Diamonds promos. Saying 9-4-3 could potentially end here. Did finally pick up my Thornmill as well. Team is looking for the end. Almost about to end out this game. Unfortunately, we lack the minions and enemy team ends up coming back online. Gonna have to respect it. Mordekaiser is pretty low HP as well. Going to be building into that glorious enchant. So tired of getting kited. We'll be building into the Frozen Heart item by next. Not really too concerned with the Lux and her AP damage. She isn't that fed. In these team fights, I'm mainly looking towards that MF, possibly the Pantheon or the Rengar. But yeah, we have the Glorious Enchant. Really can't be contested by any squishy champions at this point. We're Baron buff, going to be walking this in. Kind of was competing with the Mordekaiser for the MVP spot. But, I mean, still going to be pushing this out. Nearly have enough for my Frozen Heart. Low fight breaks out in the jungle. We'll be making that rotation. We're going for the Lux. Lux will end up meeting that same fate once again. Picking up the kill on the Lux. We're going deep for the Yon. Yon ends up going down, picking up that double kill. Setting 11, 4, and 3. Not too shabby. Do see that MF just hovering right now. Really should be booking it. Nearly have enough for my Frozen Heart as well. Might just recall, go get that. All's coming up in a few seconds. We'll take that Beetle. What am I plotting on right now? Let's see. We'll end up building into the Warmogs. I think I end up switching out for the Randuin's Omen due to the fact that enemy team has so much crit damage. But yeah, that was my final item right there. I think it was Randuin Omen. We'll be walking down mid lane, queuing up that Randuin Omen by. My team ends up going down. Really looking for that engage anywhere I could find it. End up getting that engage onto the Rengar. Rengar ends up getting ulted. We'll be flashing into enemy backline. Q lands on the MF, looking for the MF. Ziggs ends up picking up the kill on the MF. Basically stealing my kills, bro, but it is what it is. Looking for the Pantheon. Pantheon ends up flashing. We'll end up closing out the game here. 12, 4, and 6. Not too shabby whatsoever. I hope y'all did enjoy this video, but nonetheless, we finally hit D1. We's climbing into Challenger, bro. I'm telling you from now, going to be definitely playing some Legendary Q, but we's definitely making moves. We's definitely making moves. Finally breaking into the Diamond. I actually did hit Diamond, but then I fell out. But then I'm like, you guys probably want a Diamond promo for Mundo, so definitely want to be dropping that. The MVP will end up going to the Mordekaiser. Not sad about that whatsoever. He did play well. Finished off the game 12, 4, and 6, leaving the Yon 1, 7, and 3. Did 35,000 damage dealt, 8,000 damage taken. So as I said before, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider leaving me a like, commenting, or subscribing. It's Nopings out to catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.